Jonathan said, I'll be honest, the Democrats going to lose this election because of Biden are not letting other candidates to run defeat Trump, but they handpicked Harris, though she's the less popular vice president. Yeah, that's on them. Again, you got to look in the mirror. And I said this last night. I said, I said, if they lose, if the Republicans lose, you got to go look in the mirror.
Well, what's interesting is that I was looking at, what's the super left streamer?
Hassan.
Mm-hmm. So Hassan did a video on losing the election. Mm-hmm. And one of the top comments was a lefty that dropped a comment, had a lot of likes, and was like, we went wrong in 2 areas. They're like, one was, it was essentially that. It was like, we propped up the wrong candidates. Mm-hmm. They weren't as popular, and we ran on things that most people didn't care about. It's something along those lines. And I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. They're kind of looking in the mirror and like, we need to fix what we've been doing. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. Somebody
asked a good question. Ernie said, I'm curious as to how many Christians you personally know who didn't vote or voted Democrat. How'd you navigate that conversation? I think people who voted for Harris, because I don't want to say because there's pro-life Democrats. Mm-hmm. There's Democrats on a local level. There's Democrats in Alabama. They're not a part of the institutional top line conversation. The way I had those conversations is by simply providing the information. Most people don't know what they don't know. They don't know how detrimental she's been. Like they say, oh, Trump is a because of Central Park 5 and he had these tendencies in the 70s with these buildings, denied housing to black people. Okay. But you don't know how bad she was for the black community. Eesh. I'm excited to bring to you guys our first ever Bless God Summit happening March 27, 28, 29 in Southern California. The Beat's very own Alan Parr and Jen Parr, my guy John McCrae from the What Do You Mean YouTube channel, Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell, Live Actions, Lila Rose, Trizzle Fitness, my pastor Jeff and his wife Erin Moores, as well as live performances from America's Got Talent winner Dustin Savella, Ryan Horton leading worship, Dirt Poor Robbins, and a special concert from John Keith and Miles Minnick. And listen, the goal of this conference is so that we can be the solution to all this craziness as we're coming out of a very tumultuous 2024. If you're watching this right now, that means you already missed the very first price jump. The prices were super cheap, and when we initially launched this, now they went up. They're going to go up again in a few weeks. So go to blessgodsummit.com now to get your tickets, to apply for a scholarship, to sponsor someone going that needs to be there. And I can't wait to see you guys, hang out with you guys in person, March 27th, 28th, 29th, here in beautiful North County, San Diego, Carlsbad, California, right? Yeah. So if we're contrasting, this guy is a quote-unquote because of Central Park 5, bad tendencies. He said poop hole nations. He allowed somebody to crack a Puerto Rico joke at his campaign. So he's okay. Can we acknowledge that she tried to lock up parents of truant students? Can we acknowledge that there was 50 people sent to state prison on marijuana charges under her watch as a district attorney? Can we acknowledge that she signed the bill that was the tiebreaker for the Inflation Reduction Act, which caused more inflation? And they pretty much admitted that. So I think most people are missing information because neither of these folks are without flaw towards any demographic.
Hello.
Miss me with that.
Yeah.
Now, then the second layer is, this is going to be very controversial. So specifically on a race bit, can you acknowledge that Trump's done some good things for black people?
Oh.
Can you acknowledge opportunity zones? Can you acknowledge the crazy increase he did to historically black colleges? Can you acknowledge what he did for the Platinum Plan? Can you acknowledge that if according to the data, he's won the biggest segment of black men ever by a Republican? Most of my black, not all, but most of my black friends were voting for Trump. I was shocked. I was shocked by the amount of highly influential black men who you guys would never know that didn't come out and publicly say this, but this morning were texting me and happy that I'm talking people on some of the biggest black worship gospel songs. Like, you guys would be shocked by how many people texted me this morning that were like, yo, I'm glad he won. I'm glad he won. I'm relieved. And yes, there were some people that were bummed out. Christians that were bummed out as well. So that's how it's like people, if people don't have the information, then people don't have the information. Neither of these guys are like all good and all bad. People are on a spectrum. You know what I mean? And I think that's the tough part, is that people are tired of being lied to. Like, you guys have lied to the media has lied to the country over and over and over again. And at some point, people go, is he really that bad? Is he really that bad? Let me look it up. And then they go and look up and they're like, yeah, he's kind of done some stuff, but like, he's not Mustache Man. He ain't Mustache Man. And you keep calling him Mustache Man, but you're standing next to him and you're taking pictures with him and you're laughing at his jokes about you. So maybe he's not as bad as you guys have saying it. And then the moment people pulled on that thread, that's when you start seeing these massive demographic shifts, right? And so what demographic shifts am I talking about? I'll show you. This is NBC. Okay, so this is key states. And these demographic shifts are crazy, right? So when it comes to the Hispanic vote, you go through these numbers and you start seeing 46% of Latinos voted for Trump, right? When you go in here, you start seeing these things, and then you can go in and you can click on black men. 21% of black men voted for Trump. That's massive, right? Versus 7% of black women. Latino men. He won the majority of Latino men. Think about that for a second.
That's crazy.
55% of Latino men won for Trump. So you mean to tell me that all these folks are just dumb? That's not now by age group, right? You see that there's a lot of the age group by women. By women, it was interesting because people were like, yo, women are going to be upset over the Roe v. Wade thing. Apparently not that much. Latino women, 38% of Latino women. And so this is very interesting data that as you're looking at it, you go, I don't think it's as cut and dry as he's the Mustache Man and he's a bad guy. And no, I think they try to feed that to people. Because by the way, this dude is wildly popular before he ran. Wildly popular before he ran. Check this out. So women ages 18 to 29, 37%. That's still way higher than most people were expecting him to perform. 37% of women 18 to 29. That would be the My Reproductive Rights demo. And then you go older, 30 to 44, and then you get into women that are now mothers and grandmothers, 45 to 64, right? And he wins in that demographic, 50%. So these are crazy, crazy numbers. These are crazy numbers that I don't think anybody was expecting, especially with young Latino men. This is wild stuff, man. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.